In the first battle, I was never really conscious of what I'd call a close call. I was in combat. I was throwing my grenades and everything. But in the second part of the battle, we'd move from one location to another. And to do it, you'd have to go through jungles. And many times we would wade through the rivers going through. And you'd be loaded down with heavy equipment. And as you went through the jungle, it was not a very wide river, maybe a dozen feet wide, maybe 14 feet, sometimes narrower than that. But the tricky part was that as you walked along through the river, you had to feel with your feet because there were so many tree roots coming across. And if you didn't watch your feet and everything, you'd foul up and everything and fall down in the water, and all your equipment get wet. And sometimes, too, you might step over a large tree root, and on the other side, the hole was deeper than it was on this side, and down you'd go. And a number of fellas had that happen to them, and somebody would have to grab and pull them up. And mind you, too, at the same time, the Japs are still shooting at you. Every day you'd be fighting. Every day was not intensive, but every day you'd be fighting somewhere. You'd have some kind of shots going on. Many, many nights I was in foxholes. It would be raining like a son of a gun. And you take a foxhole and you're down that far, and the thing fills up with water. And the jungle during the daytime is very hot, very steamy. Whatever wet clothes you have dries out in a hurry. But at night, when it rains, you can't do a thing about it. You've got to be in your foxhole. Mind you, you're either manning a rifle up there aimed toward the enemy, or you might have a machine gun aimed toward you, but you've got to be there, and you've got to be in that hole. And it would be filled up with water, and at night gets real cold in the jungle, real cold. And many a time you'd be thankful to be in the water because it was warmer than the air. That's true.